All right, you're welcome back to this class, this section. So in this section, we'll be looking at ratios of angle in quadrants. Ratios of angles in quadrants, right? Good. So let's consider figure A, like this quadrant, this Cartesian. So this is our y-axis and this is our x-axis, the positive y and x-axis, right? Good. So remember in our previous sections that I said the rotation of angles starts from the positive x-axis. That's OX, rotates anti-clockwise in this direction, right? Good. So that makes this to be the first quadrant. First quadrant, the second quadrant, third quadrant, then fourth quadrant. So this is the order of rotation in a Cartesian, right? Good. So now let's come to the ratios now. There are three fundamental basic ratios. That's sine, cosine, and tangent, right? Good. So these ratios, they have different applications in each of these quadrants. But first, in the first quadrant, which is this quadrant in figure B now, in the first quadrant, which is this, all the trigonometric ratios, sine, cosine, tangent, are positive in the first quadrant. They all lie in the first quadrant, meaning sine, cosine, and tangent are all positive, are all positive in the first quadrant. Do you understand? They take a positive um, angle, right? Good. But when we come to the second quadrant, only sine is positive in the second quadrant. The remaining are what? Negative. The remaining two are negative. Are you with me now? Good. Then when we come to the third quadrant, right? The third quadrant, only tan is positive. That's negative. Only tan is what? Positive in the third quadrant. Then in the fourth quadrant, which is last quadrant, only cos, that's cosine, is positive. So sine is negative, cos is positive, that's cosine, then tan is negative, right? Good. So that makes us conclude that there is a short formula in knowing where our basic trigonometric ratio lies. All A, S stands for sine, T for tangent, and C for cosine. So this is how to know if where our basic trigonometric ratio lies, right? Good. So that's how to know all sine is positive, tan is positive, and cosine is positive. So this is the ratio of angles in quadrants. Ratio of angles in quadrants. So in the fourth quadrant, only cosine ratio is positive. In the third quadrant, only tangent ratio is positive. And in the second quadrant, only sine ratio is positive. But in the first quadrant, all ratios, sine, cosine, and tangent, are positive. Right? Good. So once again, thank you for subscribing to Clever Minds. Do have a great day.